ladies and gentlemen, this is Bunny Says, and we're back again for another episode of The Town of Light. I keep hoping this will be more of a meditative experience, but every time it loads up, it has this like really creepy music or frightening sort of music, and it scares me all the time.
The door is locked from the outside.
It is?
Here, the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Oh. So... Really? So... What's it say? Volterra Psychiatric Hospital. Transfer file. Name and surname. T. Renee. Paternity unknown. Place of birth. Montefoscoli. Please forgive my butchering of Italian. Age 17. April 4th, 1938. 10:30 a.m. The patient, Renee T., is transferred from temporary asylum in the observation rooms to the quiet ward. OPV stamp. I'm not sure what the OPV is. Maybe that's like the operating psychiatrist or something. Oh, the door's open. Okay, good. These doors are all locked. Now this is the hospital. Now, if you noticed in the first file, I put up a link for a style of asylum called the Kirkbride Asylums, named after a guy with I think he has the most cool name. His name is Thomas Story Kirkbride. That's his actual middle name, Story. I think that's really, really cool. Whoa. In a lot of the earlier mental institutions are based sort of on that system, but later became, as well, frankly, they started saying they cost too much and things like that, so they started making them cheaper. And is that my doll? I don't want to get too close. I could look around. least there's a generous amount of light in these places. Of course, there's bars all over it, but I walk. I imagine these people are mostly heavily medicated. And do remember that many institutions were also used as wards for the sick, and generally for the people with incurable diseases. And here's my doll. Where's he going? Oh, he disappeared. See here? There we go with my doll. Oh man. I like the tub.
He laughed, panted, and slobbered all over me. It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly split open with a loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
Oh, wow, okay, I didn't expect that. It was a little bit more than I thought. I guess at this point he raped her, and then she became pregnant, and they had to give her an abortion, I guess. I imagine in places like this you get away with stuff like that, That's probably one of the main problems you could have with places like this that are sort of tucked away. Who knows what's going on, All you need is one or two bad people, and you could turn it into like a living nightmare, Charlotte. Well, the door's all open now, suddenly. So much blood on all these. I'm assuming it's blood. All these beds. again, remember, a lot of these places doubled as tuberculosis centers. Okay, we went through this before. Okay, we get to the end.
He felt accused, hurt. I chased him away. I insulted him. He was proud, handsome. He said things about me to other people, which he shouldn't have said. Mother caught me coming home drunk. She beat me and sent me to speak to Don Gino every day. He came back and tried to speak to me. I think he liked me. Sometimes I sent him packing and I started shouting at him. But other times I embraced him. I held him tight and loved him.
I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me read this out loud. That was a little low. I don't know why. But I turned the voice up, but he felt that he was being accused, injured. I chased him away, and there's a picture of a stag. Maybe that's a symbol of masculinity or something? I insulted him. He was haughty, handsome. He said things about me to other people which he shouldn't have said. My mother taught me when I come home drunk. She beat me and sent me to the something. I came back and tried to speak to me. He came back and tried to speak to me. I think he fancied me. Sometimes I sent him packing. And I started shouting at him. But other times I embraced him. I held him tight, and I loved him. There's a candle burning in her hand.
But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and ill. I had no future. I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men. The guilt tore at my soul, and the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear my own weight.
Let's see, but he couldn't settle down with me. I was 16, and I was ill. I had no future. I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I went to bed with men. The guilt tore at my soul, and the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear the weight of myself.
Mom found out about it. Her voice split my head. I pushed her away because I was afraid of dying, and I shouted to the whole world what was happening to me, and that I didn't understand. The police arrived, and they carted me away. I remember the onlookers shaking their heads. They would be better off without me, cleansed of shame, with something to talk about for a while.
I guess this is how she came to the asylum. Mom found out about it. Her voice split my head. I pushed her away because I was afraid of dying, and I shouted to the whole world what was happening to me that I didn't understand. The police arrived and they carted me away. I remember the onlookers shaking their heads. They would be better off without me, cleansed of shame and with something to talk about. There's a picture of Charlotte in the back there, I think. So I guess that's sort of her mother at first, I guess, and then let's look at her mother
took
again.
Good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in, hugged her, gave her cuddles and kisses. She was very affectionate and loving. Nothing bad happened to Charlotte, and that surprised me. I didn't understand. At first, I was quite scared. I was afraid that she wanted to hurt me. I lived in constant fear that Mom would abandon her.
I wonder if Charlotte is herself.
They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness. And when you're mad, you cease to exist.
Alright, we saw this part, and I'd rather not watch it again, actually, but excuse me. Okay. So apparently maybe she was having some voices in her head, maybe a bit, and she was, just being, well, I guess being a normal 16-year-old girl, really, I guess. And, obviously her mother didn't like it. And when she tried to explain, oh wait, these open. These have locks on them. Do these open? Obviously, there's nothing in them. I guess, yeah. Wonder if there's a way to break those locks. Guess not. Guess that would have helped if I turned the light on a little bit. Oh, what about back here? Is any of these me? There, I'll look at that in a second. I just wanna... Oh, what's that? Some loose clothes. I'm just looking at these and wondering if any of them have my name on it. Where's the one with the letter? Okay, dear director, I've been working at this institution for 5 years now. I'm a simple person, I'm not educated, and I feel embarrassed about writing to you. I always try to look on the bright side, but sometimes we are called upon to do difficult things. That's our duty, and I well understand and accept it. There's no alternative. However, I have decided to write to you because something is happening which is simply unacceptable. I am well aware that there is someone among us who devotes too much attention to the younger female patients who are confused. The serious nature of this fact has compelled me to write to you. I am certain of your indignation and of the measures you will adopt to solve the problem. Please accept my warmest regards and respect. Okay, well, thank God there's actually somebody who actually had the nerve to say something. Obviously, that guy was doing it to more than just her. This woman here, she's doing it probably to all the female patients. And do remember, there's also a lot of would also sometimes happen to the male patients as well. And they would try to doubly, cover that up, even more so. I guess these are the extra rooms. They had sort of pretty views, although I wouldn't exactly say they were pretty views.
She stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
Who did? Charlotte did? When you look at it like this, they're such desolate places. It's funny when you see the places when they were healthy and vibrant. They look so different. They look amazing, and the architecture looks amazing and beautiful and wonderful. Actually, some of them look like fairy tale castles. But over time, the cost, and that's the problem, was a lot of time they would design them as these fantastic places, and then the costs would just be insurmountable, just be incredible. And they just couldn't keep themselves up together. They couldn't keep themselves together. And they started, obviously, state cuts and state budgets and whatnot would cut back. Who cares about insane people? So that's what the state would say, and really, who's paying for them? And they're just a burden on the state, so they would just, what do they care? Just put them in a room, a square room. What do you need to have all this elaborate stuff for? Just throw them in a square room and they don't know any different. You know what I mean? Like they do like that. Oh, okay, I remember here. I wonder if I should go back upstairs. Oh wait, there's that. Did I open this door now yet? Did I open this door? No, there's the light and this looks frightening. What is this? What kind of room would this be? I guess I project it. Oh, okay, here we go. I guess this would be the building itself. Yeah. And that's the actual, wow, that's the actual place. You could even see the name in the front. See, it doesn't look so bad. I mean, they don't look terrible, I particularly like the Kirkbride buildings, which were really nice. And again, I put a link up there so you can see it yourself. Kirkbride buildings would specifically have like, they'd be built sort of like a wing, like with a head, almost like a T, sort of, Wow, I don't like this place at all. Yeah. What was Charlotte? I'll go back to Charlotte. But the Kirkbride buildings would be built in a way that you would have the administration center in the building in the middle, and it'd be sort of the center area where people be greeted and brought in and whatever, and then I don't know if I want to use the elevator. I'll try it. Oh, okay. What are these red buttons? Man, this elevator really freaks me out. but then the sort of the wings of the building, it's like sort of like almost like a T. It'd be like they call it like a bat wing, because it looked like think like a batarang, like from Batman. And it would sort of to be the front part, and then would fan backwards, outwards like a V. And you would have what's this? What is that there? You would have they would separate men and women on either side. I guess I should go outside for a bit. Oh, maybe. I'll walk around a little bit. I'll just take a look. I'll just wander around anyway. Just to have a nice little look around. But they would have, you would have people on either, you'd have men on one side and like women on the other. You keep them separated so you could easily separate them. And it would sort of, the wings would sort of sweep backwards. The wings of the place would sort of sweep backwards, and the sort of noisier patients and the more destructive patients would be sort of in the back, I do want to go down to that doorway down there. Let me see if I can. And, you have hospital wings and stuff in the back so that there'd be less noise and things like that. And honestly, I think it's because they wanted to keep it away from the actual people visiting or whatever. They didn't want them to know what was, be distracted by people or whatever. If they're doing surgeries on them or whatever, that type of thing. I really want to get to that one building, that one doorway. But okay. Well, what is this again? Admissions. Oh, this is where I came in. Now we were upstairs, so let's stick around upstairs, I guess. I guess there must be something up here, I guess, that I have to get to, what is the purpose of having windows if you have boards there? Oh, okay, somebody boarded it, that's all. I could sleep in the bed. Oh, okay. I thought it said I could sleep in the bed. What's this? What did that say? Ward 3. Partially agitated women. Is that me? Is there a fully agitated woman? What does that mean? Just, what does that mean? This whole place is partially agitated women? Or... oh wow. I can come in here. What's in here? Patient transfer document, psychiatric hospital transfer, file name and surname, Fonte Clemente, paternity Luigi, deceased, place of birth, Pomerantz, age 37, 37 years, date of admission July 7th, 1937, 23/5/1942, XX deceased at 6 p.m. How come all these people died in 1942? I don't. They all seem to have died in 1942. Was there... did the place get bombed out or something? Or was it the war? I'll keep the light on, thank you. Yeah, I don't like this place at all. Oh yeah, we looked at this place, I remember. Does this thing actually work? Should these turn up that far? I mean... you know what I mean? Like... these things should never go up that high. They should have a sort of, you know... the hell is that? They put people in there? It connects to this pipe here, right? It goes over here. They didn't stick people in there, did they? Then like turn the heat on or something, or electrocute them or something? Oh, that's horrible, man. That's really horrible. Okay. I guess. Okay. Okay, what was that about? Wait a second, hold on, I want to see that again. They have people lay down here and what? Did they do something to them or? Switch his turn now. They don't expect me to go in there, do they? No, okay, I can't duck. and oh man. What is this hole for anyway? Was so people could watch or something? Or what? Or yeah, well, I guess he did. No wonder he died. He chopped his damn head off. I mean, look. These instruments. Cut his hands off. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to do now, but alright, let's get out of this room. I came back this way, so that's that room. This is the surgery wards, right? Surgery A. Let's double check everything here. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. Oh my god, there's more pictures? Jesus Christ, what, really? What the fuck are they doing to these people's faces, man? They slice her from the chin and then pull her whole mouth up. Here. And here is, look, it's under her eye. All the way to her cheek, right into her jawline. Then what, they sew it back up again afterwards? What the hell are they doing to this guy's tongue? They're slicing it in half and then they're doing something to his tongue and then stitching it back together again. Why? Why would you do that? What's this all about? They slice her entire chin down to her neck. Then sew it back up again and then what's that? Give her a Joker face? Okay, so the guy has deformity of his mouth a little bit. So they do what? He's insane because he has deformity of the mouth? So they... What the hell happened to... What's this guy about? What are they doing? Cutting this guy's tonsils out? Or slicing his... They're slicing open his upper roof of his mouth. The gas to... Oh man, I don't know. I don't even know. Maybe that's not even to just... Maybe that's to like... Keep him, shut him up or something. So he can't talk. His keys there, could I take them? No. What is this? Could I take it? Or... I guess it's one of those things you hit people in the knee with and see if they react. Maybe could I hit something with it? No. Okay. Why would they let me look at it though? Move. That's weird. Why would they let me look at it moving around if... Oh, I can open these doors, huh? What's this? No, open back up. What's that? Is that cigarettes? Oh, okay. They won't let me touch it, huh? What about this one? Nothing. Well, let me take the keys, huh? Some money? I don't know what this is again. Okay. That's Ward A. We can go into Ward B. Can we? Oh. We can't go in Ward C. I remember that. Okay. That's the elevator down. That's the crazy room. Alright, I don't want to go in there. Surgery room. This was the... Oh yeah, this is this room. Let's take a better look at this room. Oh man, do we have to go through these books again? Some of these uterus. Obviously there's some kind of... They're doing it so they could... for abortions or something. Various female genitalia and the like.
August 21st, 1938.
Oh man.
Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I am writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
Wow, so was her whole thing was that she was just pregnant? That she was just, you know, sort of a, you know, I don't want to say wild girl, but I mean just, you know, just a girl, and she just got pregnant and happened to get pregnant, so they put her in the asylum to like, because she was ashamed to her family. So they threw her in the asylum because, you know, like, can't have pregnant girl in the family, you know, in here they would give her an abortion basically. Turn the volume up a little bit more again. Why's the volume back down? I turned it up. I knew it. Okay. I knew it was down. I don't know what was going on. I was up before. Anyway, I hope you can hear that, or you at least were able to read it. Seems that apparently she was 3 months pregnant, and they were... I'll read it again, actually. Oh, okay, she won't read it out loud again. Okay. Confidential, August 21st, 1938. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I am referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully. Don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. And she talked about... Then she... No. Okay, I guess I do want to skip it. Okay, I thought it would. Okay, yeah. And she was talking about just, I don't know. So some doctor who just took notes on her. So anyway, I'm gonna end this here. This has gone on a long time. This is 50 minutes long, so this is a long chapter because I wandered around a lot and looked at stuff. So, but it's quite interesting to me. Anyway, yeah, I find this very interesting, and the story has suddenly become much more compelling. And it's starting to come together a little bit. A bit, I don't know. But I hope you join me again on Bunny Says. And we could see more of the Town of Light. So, thank you. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy this. And I hope this isn't too disturbing or anything for you. So... weird. I thought I heard a noise. Okay, anyway, I'm going to save here and say thank you, and please join me again.